Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Solid Gold Scripture Journals. It's Marcie, and this is a place where I share the joy that comes as we study the scriptures. Today, I want to talk about my replica of the gold plates. I made this as a craft one summer so I could share it with my seminary classes as a way to show them what is the Book of Mormon? What are these gold plates? How does it all come together? It's all starting to fall apart now. It's kind of old, but I still love it. So this is approximately the same size as the gold plates. They were actually a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper here, and a little bit bigger here. But I decided to make it this size so I could just cut a sheet of paper in half, and it saved a lot of waste, basically. The gold plates were golden, some kind of gold, and they had 3 rings here, and they were written on in this Reformed Egyptian. So I took some images of the Reformed Egyptian and I kind of wrote them on here. And then I did something I regret so much. I wrote the Book of Mormon, Another Testament of Jesus Christ in pen. I wish I didn't do that, but what can you do? Live and learn. All right, so let's go through these gold plates and see what they're all about. So first question, why do we call this the Book of Mormon? When they are gold plates, it focuses on Jesus Christ, it starts with Nephi. Why is it called the Book of Mormon? Well, Mormon was the prophet who gathered the writings from all of these plates and he abridged them. He summarized them, he put them all together and made the book. So he put his name on it, and I can't blame him. The plates began with the Book of Lehi, and we don't have a Book of Lehi in our Book of Mormon. You may remember the story of the lost manuscript. Joseph Smith and Emma and Joseph Smith, along with Martin Harris, translated 116 pages of the Book of Mormon. And Martin Harris took them and showed them to his family, and they were lost. Stolen, lost. We don't know where they are today, but we don't have that information. So we're going to just carry on there. So we have a few pages to represent the 116 lost manuscript. Then we come to First Nephi. First Nephi was written on the small plates of Nephi. The small plates of Nephi were actually the second set of plates that Nephi created. So about 30 years after leaving Jerusalem, he started writing on these small plates of Nephi. He also wrote here. He also wrote on the plates of Lehi, and they all had the story there. But the Lord told him, it's a good idea if you rewrite it. So these are more of a spiritual history of the people. And this is found in 1st and 2nd Nephi, Jacob, Enos, Jerem, and Omni. So the prophets would keep a record and pass it down through the generations. So it started at Nephi, ended at Amaleki, and then Amaleki gave them to King Benjamin. And King Benjamin put them together with the large plates of Nephi and sort of started up a nice little scripture bundle for us to enjoy. So here we have the small plates of Nephi. Oh, one more comment. Nephi was commanded to rewrite the things that were in the Book of Lehi, and also Mormon was commanded to add both things too. So there was all this duplication, but it really worked out when those first 116 pages were lost. All right, let's keep going here. So we have the small plates of Nephi. This is where our Book of Mormon starts. Then we get to the book called The Words of Mormon. And this is just a small little section where Mormon comes in and he explains about, we've got the small plates and the large plates, and he kind of tries to fill in the gap. And now we hit the large plates of Nephi. The large plates of Nephi start in Mosiah and go all the way to Mormon Chapter 7. So we've got Mosiah, Alma, Helaman, 3rd, 4th, Nephi, up to Mormon Chapter 7. And these are all Mormon's abridgment. And he's got all the things that happened just put into some gold plates to share with us today. So these are the large plates of Nephi. Now I've got all this writing on these pieces of paper, and these are just some of my favorite scriptures. I just decided to write them out for fun. And that takes us to the Book of Ether. Now these plates of ether were written by the Jaredite prophet Ether, and it just contains the history of the Jaredites. Remember, the Jaredites came to the promised land 2,000 years before the Nephites came. It was made up of 24 plates, contained the history of the Jaredites, and Mormon abridged it into this little book here. It's kind of like a microcosm of the Book of Mormon. I really like it. Okay, so we've got ether. Then we're back to Mormon. So remember, those large plates of Nephi ended on Mormon Chapter 7. Now we're going to go to Mormon Chapter 8. And this is the section that Moroni started writing on. He finishes up writing for his father on the plates of Mormon. And he also has the Book of Moroni. And that's where we're left there. So that's all the loose pages in the Book of Mormon. Then at the back of the Book of Mormon, there was this sealed portion that Joseph Smith wasn't allowed to translate. And we don't have this information, but it's in there. So what is in the sealed portion? This is the full account of the brother of Jared. So this is a vision that the brother of Jared saw. It was all things from the foundation of the world unto the end thereof. And we will see it someday, but we are not going to see it yet. It's sealed. And then one more thing, you might hear quite a bit about these brass plates. What are the brass plates? Remember, Nephi and his brothers had to go back to Jerusalem to get the brass plates? Well, let's see what is in those brass plates. So the brass plates were a completely different book. It was their scripture that Nephi was teaching from. It contained the 5 books of Moses, so Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. It had a record of the Jews from the beginning of their nation until the reign of Zedekiah. It also had lots of the teachings of the prophets spoken from Jeremiah. And then there was a genealogy of their fathers. So that was something else entirely. Well, okay, I hope that helped. I just like to kind of know what's going on and be organized. And if I made any mistakes, please leave me a note in the comments and I'll fix it up the next time I teach it to my students in 1 month from today. Okay, I hope you have a great day studying your scriptures, and I will see you next time. Bye.